Welcome to Talk About Scary, the show where we do just that. Talk about scary places and whether or not we think the stories are true.
Hola, Clay.
Hey, welcome to the season finale. Woo woo! Raise the roof.
Well, I have a special surprise for you.
Do you?
And the
Is
folks
it
at home.
cupcakes? It's
not
cupcakes, right?
It's something just as sweet. We have on the phone Hollywood's own Bourke Floyd.
Oh, we got a special guest.
Special guest. You
I
might
love
know Bourke
it.
from Dawson's Creek, Minority Report. And Overnight Pictures' new feature film, horror thriller, Sour.
I have met Bourke. He's a great guy. I'm glad he's with us today.
Hey, Bourke.
What's good, guys? How we doing?
Hey, Bourke.
Better now that you're here.
Good to hear your voice.
Oh, it's good to hear yours, man. I'd love to be able to touch your face like in the Hello video from Lionel Richie, but for now, I guess we'll just have to do with, thinking fondly of you.
Face touching.
It was gross in the first place. Like, why have we had to educate everyone not to do it? It's gross to begin with.
It's true. It's true.
Some people just like to touch face.
Apparently.
Well, you brought Bourke along on this journey, and that's awesome. But I'm the one that's getting to pick where we're going for this final episode of season 1.
Classic Clay.
So stoked.
I have decided Bachelor's Grove, a cemetery located in Illinois.
Ooh.
And you can
now.
all you want. This is actually considered by many to be one of the most haunted cemeteries in the United States.
Really?
Who determines that? Like, just from what you've read?
Yes, they actually have an official website where
He Googles everything.
I Google things. No, but they actually have on their official website, they talk about the hauntings, and they have many pictures as photographic evidence that people that have come to visit loved ones have seen. And it's become almost more of a tourist attraction than an actual cemetery, which I guess I feel weird about that, but
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, do they? This serious question: do they charge admission? Like, for real? Seriously.
I don't think they do. No, because this is a real cemetery. It's not a sideshow attraction.
Okay. So no log flume rides?
No.
If there's no log flume, I'm out. I have that in my contract.
So let's shift this episode to Disneyland, Splash Mountain. Is it haunted?
100%.
How about we talk about one of the most famous ghosts that people have seen? They often refer to her as the Seated Lady.
Bum, bum, bum.
So there's a very distinct bench-level headstone inside the cemetery. It's been there for decades, and many photographers have claimed that the cemetery was completely empty when they've taken the picture of that headstone. Yet, many photos show a silhouette of a very faint, what appears to be a woman sitting on that headstone. And this isn't just a one-off. This is like, there are dozens of photographs with what appears to be the same woman sitting there.
Are we going to show some of these photographs?
We will. We will be showing a photograph. I'm going to edit it right over here where I'm talking right now.
You can't put it right below my fingers right now?
What is it with you and everything being under your fingers?
Adam always wants to have us under his thumb, man.
I think it's funnier and it makes a better show if I let you tell the audience it's under your fingers and then I don't give it to them. It's just better.
You just have to put 187 cash now under my fingers one time.
Yes, I will do that just for you. Just for you. Going back to the seated lady. Now, you might not be looking at the photograph right now. I have it up on my tablet, but it's a very intriguing photograph. It looks legit, and we're talking decades. This cemetery has been around for a very long time, so some of the photographs are actually quite old. And it's interesting at just if they're tampered with. The photographer did a solid job. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm looking at them now on my laptop because I have it up. I gotta tell you that they look pretty not retouched.
Yeah, exactly my point.
So I'll give it to you. They look creepy.
I'm bringing it up on mine now. I don't know. That looks 3-dimensional and has depth.
Mm-hmm.
That I was thinking prior to seeing the photo, honestly, I was thinking what kind of shadow could cast it or what kind of odd light, maybe there's an exhaust thing, something there that's been there forever that puts off a haze or something that catches the light just right. But that does not. Yeah, that looks bona fide.
Yeah. And again, it's really old. The site saw its first burials around the year 1836, so almost 200 years, and contains 82 lots and over 200 graves, some of which were never sold or used, but that's a big chunk of history and a lot of people.
Yeah, it's true. But I mean, that's one thing, though,
Yeah.
right? I mean, we've gotten to one apparition, which a lot of people have taken the pictures of it and whatnot. But I mean, that's just one thing.
Okay, it's a good thing that
that's one thing, and it's a known thing. So like, it could have been, that. Yeah, I agree with Adam that one thing doesn't. That could have been the one thing that everybody harps on that's not, and then mimics and fakes and stuff like that.
Well, excuse me for being punny, but this is called Bachelor's Grove. That doesn't mean it's a single apparition.
Ooh, that was really bad.
Wow.
Thank you.
Yeah, you doubled down
I
on the
appreciate the feedback. How about the infant daughter? One of the most well-known graves in Bachelor's Grove is that of a baby girl who died mysteriously in the early 1900s. Visitors often leave trinkets and small toys on her headstone. There's really not a whole lot of information about her, but I have a picture up. You can see it yourself. The headstone literally says infant daughter, and that's it.
Literally.
No more information. Literally, not
Literally.
figuratively. Literally.
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 Anyway, for those at home, it says infant daughter. I'm sure
I didn't make that clear enough for you?
Up on the screen.
Photographs of her grave often include orbs and different lights that are not there when the people take the pictures, but they show up on film.
Photos of the grave turn up with dust particles reflecting light by the gravestone.
Right. I mean, like, are we talking about, digital or only to film where it's got to be developed? I mean, there's a lot of stuff there that makes me wonder. An orb, that seems almost, I mean, that's like flare, lens flare. Almost anything could make something like that.
I got a couple orbs for you for that orb. I'll tell you that much. I'm not very impressed.
Turn your head and cough.
Well, we haven't covered anything like that. There's a lot of camera manipulation that occurs when it comes to spiritual activity. So I just thought it was an interesting place to really kind of dive into something like that. And even more so, you can have your own opinions about it, but a headstone that literally just says infant daughter, what is that about?
That's creepy. Yeah, that's creepy in and of itself. I mean,
someone
for sure,
carved
that. Is
that.
Creepy in and of itself.
Someone carved infant daughter and just was like, "Yep, put it there."
That's where she's going now.
That's terrifying.
What's her name? Her name was Infant. Last name Daughter.
Yeah.
Middle initial D.
Maybe she was. There's a Pearl Jam joke in there somewhere. Don't call me daughter. No? Is that worse than Bachelor?
It's okay. That was okay.
Yeah, we'll let that one slide.
There's also some body dumping that has occurred in the cemetery.
Sounds sexy. Let's talk about that.
Who runs this cemetery? Body dumping?
According to Adam, someone's sexy. So.
No, the idea sounds sexy. Like not like sexual sexy. I mean like interesting. Don't put.
I don't think
sexy
is a synonym for interesting. I don't think that's the way it works.
It felt like it to me. It felt right at the time.
Wow.
Well,
so what? Explain. What do you mean? Body
so there's
dumping?
a cesspool drainage pond and a nearby sewer system that kind of goes through the cemetery and leads out. Local legend says that this particular pond was a favorite body dumping ground by some South Side gangs many, many years ago.
That's awesome.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, we are talking Chicago, Illinois,
Yeah.
right? I mean, we're talking about near enough to Chicago that that's a thing.
South Side. That's a thing, right? South Side, like that. Can I say that?
Yeah, I think just like that.
There's common reports, including hearing large splashes coming from the water, but seeing no ripples or evidence that something moved or was dropped into the water. And that's kind of like the leftover, like residual from the bodies that have been thrown in there, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, so
regardless,
back to my many statements that I've made before. So we've never seen a ghost apparition with like clothes from the 90s on, dressed like Tupac. But maybe if you see apparitions out there, maybe they got some like bandanas on and some baggy jeans. That'd be pretty awesome.
Yeah, but I think a lot of the hauntings that are going on at this cemetery are of people that were older, going back to like the 1800s. And it's just kind of set there, and people come to check it out. I don't think people from like the 1970s are dying and haunting this place. This is like,
but there's body dumping
old
from
school
gang members and
ghosts.
stuff, right? Oh no, just old school stuff, not any gang members.
No, I mean, yeah, but I don't think gangs today are going there and, you know, offing their rivals.
Good, that's good. I don't want people to die. I'm just saying that it would have been cool if they did. Right?
I guess.
So okay, so we get splashing noises, an orb. Well, first, again, like just the fact that there's a headstone that only says infant daughter. That in and of itself makes me feel like whoever's been running this thing for however long, because I mean, if it doesn't have it on there, how do you even know when that headstone was placed there if it doesn't have a date of death or year of death or whatever? But it makes me think or feel like if bodies were being dumped there and they were allowing a headstone that just said infant daughter up, maybe the people that have run this thing for so long don't have so much in the way of scruples.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's possible that you can talk to the owner or the manager that runs the grounds now, and they might be able to give you more information on when that infant daughter headstone was placed. I'm sure there's some kind of record of that, but...
Well, if you go talk to the manager, do you have to come in with a blonde bob and demand to speak to a manager?
Definitely. There's no other way to do
Karen.
it.
Come in like Karen and say, I need to speak to the manager.
No, somebody's getting fired today.
Well, I'm going to close with something that I think you guys are going to really enjoy, because I'm going to be completely honest. Everybody that's watching this episode needs to go and check out Bachelor's Grove. Maybe not in person, but definitely look it up, because there's so many stories about this place that I literally, Adam, literally can't cover them all. There's just too much to talk about in such a short period of time. But one of the things that's happened more recently, I'm talking like the 1960s and into the 1970s, was devil worship. I'll insert
On
some
the
like
cemetery
cricket
grounds?
chirps right there, because no one said anything to that.
That's interesting.
who's running this place though? Really though, honestly, like who's been running the place during all of this time that like mobsters felt confident in dumping bodies and people were there to dance around in their goatskin pants and worship the devil? Like what's...
It's an absentee landlord right there.
You know?
Well, again, we're talking about Chicago. They don't have a great reputation when it comes to
easy.
crime.
Hold on, wait, one moment.
Easy.
Just
Like, I mean,
disclaimer, everybody from Chicago, we do not mean anything Clay just said. This does not represent.
If you take
our
away
thoughts and
Michael
feelings.
Jordan, what do they have?
That's correct. Thank you.
Everything.
They do have
They
the
have a
Cubs.
fantastic pizza that
They've got Henry
I don't care
Rowan-Gardner.
for. I don't like their pizza at all.
Okay, they have some things outside
dogs?
of MJ.
Sliders?
I got hot dogs in my house.
But they're not Chicago.
We've got the
hot dogs. Look at
Bears.
the Bears. Home of the fridge.
Well, rumors have spread from various people that either participated or have witnessed this happening that include several attempts to actually raise Satan himself through this devil worship right there on the cemetery. Now, this kind of goes into the realm of factual versus fake, but there are a lot of claims of this. It's not just like one group of teenagers thought they saw something and ran wild with it. This has happened a lot, and the reputation continues to linger that maybe people are still doing this today as just a place to hail Satan or something.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
Jeez.
Go out there and listen to some Judas Priest. Try to hail
I mean,
some
do
Satan.
they think it's like... Yeah, oh, God. Does Ozzy show up?
Jeez.
No, but so do they think it's like a... Do they think like that land is a portal or like a thoroughfare or throughway or something like that? Is that the idea that it's like on a way line? Or I mean, is there anything like that they discuss, or it's just because of the history of it they think that's a great place to maybe try and reach out and make a match with Satan?
I'm gonna think that it's more along the lines of they just feel like it's a good place. When you look into it and read about it, this is right off of their website, and you can check it out yourself too. But it
The
says
cemetery
that
has a website, by the way.
it does. Don't most cemeteries? I don't know.
No, they don't.
I don't think they've got like maybe a splash page to tell you who to call if you want to speak about buying a plot or something. I don't know. I mean, it's not like they need to have an events department unless they're. I mean, out in the I'm just saying,
Well, it says today Bachelor's Grove is mostly considered a piece of local history. And like much of Chicago, the threat of darkness and intrigue that comes with it is often viewed as endearing to the locals. So kind of the things we're talking about might sound scary to the viewer, or we might be talking about them and they make us uncomfortable, but from those who live there, from their perspective, or people that grew up there, it's just kind of part of life. Is this cemetery is something that I think most people from Chicago or Illinois in general have at least heard of and know about.
It sounds pretty cool. It's just funny that they named it after something that my wife used to call my chest hair when we first met.
Wow, your jokes are worse than mine.
Bachelor's Grove.
Yeah, man. Jeez.
It does sound creepy.
Yeah,
It sounds
I can't
creepy.
help
I
you
don't
with
have
that.
a lot to rebuttal about it this time. The picture of the seated lady looks pretty authentic. The dead
I do
girl,
like the seated
dead
lady.
baby is no one likes dead babies. I don't like that at all. Satan worship is awesome though. I mean, we could rock on with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, there's a lot that I just can't touch on. I will say it's definitely a place that in the future I would like to at least visit. I think there's something interesting about cemeteries versus like hotels, which we've covered in the past. But just remember that the site is open to the public during daylight hours, but please be respectful of the grounds and leave it in the condition that you found it. This is a real cemetery. It's not a gimmick.
Nice. Well, okay, now where's it located again for our viewers?
It's located in Chicago, Illinois. I don't have an address. It's just northwest of Oak Forest, near the Rubio Woods Forest Preserve.
I think what you were trying to say is you wanted to invite Bourke and myself. You're going to pay for us to go up there with you, and we're all going to go together.
Sold.
You heard it here first.
Sold.
As great as that sounds, I don't know why you think my wallet is so large. I can't just book flights like it's nobody's business.
Yeah, sure.
So
That's what all rich people say.
I'll resort to previous statements of one day.
If you look at the credits where it says executive producer, play Moffatt.
Boom. Dude, I really would like to go see it. I got to tell you that and with respect to the grounds and all of that for sure, but I think the seated lady thing is the one that really kind of has me a little hooked of just at least going to see it.
Yeah.
See if I get an air of something or anything like that. Like that is
for
creepy.
sure.
That's definitely creepy to me.
There's great photographs. Check it out. Bourke, I'm glad we had you on the show, but unfortunately, I think we are out of time on this episode. We'll definitely have you back for future episodes, and we'd love to hear maybe some places that you think might be haunted that you could enlighten us about.
That would be nice.
Love to come back. Happy to have been here. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Bourke. See you soon.
It was our pleasure, and you know what time it is. It's time to creep it real.
Creep it real, y'all.
We'll see you on the next season of Talk About Scary. Thank you so much for all the support. Peace.
Peace out.